Welcome back to Raid Guides in a Trench Coat featuring the Spire of the Watcher, the unlicensed electrician simulator. Welcome back to Mars, open parenthesis, time lost, close parenthesis, which Bungie reminds us does have a much larger Vex presence than the Warmind DLC would have had us believe. It's also host to the inferior Destiny 2 Spire, whose only redeeming quality is that it has the best metal-fudging cowboy transmog this side of the forking system. Actually, that's a lie. It has a few more redeeming qualities. Not the jumping puzzle. Oh boy, not the jumping puzzle. But as far as dungeon mechanics are concerned, this one feels like one of the more inherently interactive mechanics without being overbearing. Cough duality, cough goes to the deep. Load in and navigate some early ledges to arrive at the Spire's entrance, which plays host to a rat's nest of baby's first PC cable management, as well as a detachment of Vex. Play peekaboo with the sniper towers of Cyclopses while searching for these Vex Minotaurs. Every time you kill one of these Minotaurs, it'll spawn a puddle from the pools, hot tubs, and beaches section of Twitch, which will link you to a guide on how to be a stripper. No, not that kind of stripper, a wire stripper. While you have the Arctrician buff, you'll be able to interact with these little open nodes by shooting them with any gun you have, and Legend of Akelous is absolutely a viable pick. For each node you successfully activate, your timer will be increased by a few seconds. Find the start of each circuit and shoot it, and then if you shoot the next node in the chain, it should take the glorified Twizzler from lemon to blue raspberry as it furthers the progression of the chain. If it doesn't sparkle like a Pop Rocks infused blue Hawaiian, then you probably missed a node or your Arctrician buff ran out while you were too busy trying not to get sniped by the Vex while wearing solar resist mods. In total, there are 4 circuits in this opening area, which all terminate at this little control panel here. For each circuit you complete, a whole mess of supplicants will be spawned, which you can absolutely mitigate by shooting everything except the final nodes until you have them all primed. An elevator shaft will open up, which will take the express path down before entering into the maintenance shaft, which is really starting to become a trend, huh? Along your journey, you'll bash your head into the ceiling at least 3 times, climb up some catwalks, and pop down into the red light district. You'll arrive in what looks like the Testigrim storage room portal 2, which constitutes the start of the real jumping puzzle, with an emphasis on puzzling how the fuck I'm supposed to land on these itty-bitty platforms suspended above the Minecraft void. I'm just looking up some Minecraft parkour jumps for this video, and I guess they all have specific names like 3-block jump, 4-block jump, or fence jump, which seem pretty self-explanatory, but then you have shit like reverse Nyx Neo, trapdoor head hitter momentum, and the double triple 4x4-2 octahedron Neo, where you have to quote-unquote stand on the smallest of 4 sea pickles before turning exactly 48 degrees towards where the jump will take you. Pee on Big Bananas also then goes on to explain the Pastrami on Rye inverse multi-level triagonal, and suddenly I think I've wandered dangerously close to the internet territory of Skibidi Toilet and need to retreat back into the kind of people who got scammed into paying for WinRAR. Skate past the entire jumping puzzle instead of actually doing it, and then ascend to the spires that you can... Yeah, I really broke the bank on naming this one. The first encounter will take the same electric circuit completing mechanic from the dungeon's tutorial level, except instead of getting blasted by Cyclopses that you can at least take out a sniper and vent your frustrations on, you'll be getting perpetually beamed by a faraway Vex Hydra beefier than a free-range cattle farm. And it's not like you can kill it either, because it'll just respawn in half the time it took you to kill it. Find the Minotaur to get the Arctrician manual, and there will be 2 circuit starting points for you to activate. Hop around the tower following the cables, and then struggle to understand how some of these nodes are meant to be maintained since they're hanging off of walls or on underhangs, and the only reason you knew where they were was because the next node didn't light up when you shot it 6 times prior. Completing both circuits activates an elevator which brings you up to level 2, where the major danger is these electric fields which you always think you'll time correctly and you'll always be lying to yourself. Amp yourself up to charge some circuits while encountering resistance. Surge up another floor, don't get hurts, and then you'll have to do it at least one last time while trying not to diode. What a shocker. In truth, the hardest part of this encounter has nothing to do with the ads, the cables, or even the Hydra. It's all about not falling off and resetting your progress back down to level 1. Anyways, complete the 3rd pair of circuits and you'll get your first loot drop alongside a little bit more parkour forcing you to get hot and sweaty, and damn, you should probably open a window. Fan yourself off as you climb up a few more jumps before coming eye to eye with everyone's favorite 3/4 of the Garden of Salvation raid. For the first boss fight of the dungeon, you'll once again be dealing with the exact same mechanics as before. Kill the Minotaur to pick up your Electrician Jobstone, and then shoot the starting nodes, which are conveniently all grouped up in the center of the arena. Then you'll run out along these catwalks while completing your circuits, as well as being beamed by 50 billion harpies. Connect your circuit to the fuel rod at the ends of the respective catwalks to figure out which one is hiding the harpy bait, and because your luck with RNG is about the same as the chances of any of us going to an afterlife that isn't the most deranged circle of hell, it'll always be the last fuel rod you check. After completing all 4 connect the dots puzzles, the big bad harpy will come over and present his large collection of eyes, all the better to see you with. Color in all the red eyes with your favorite color of laser pointer or other more conventional gun, and then his health bar will split into 2 different segments, and I honestly have no idea why it does this. There's so much health gem packed into this bar that it's not like we're going to overcap it, and it's not a requirement to get through half of his health bar in the first damage phase, as that would make this dungeon even harder than Salvation's Edge. With all the ocular bubble wrap popped, the boss's central eye will turn white and it'll be time to snipe him down as he flees backwards towards the center of the arena. Chasing him down does seem to make him freak out and run away faster, so the further away you stay, the more damage time you get. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. With 1 damage phase down, you're really going to start to memorize where the nodes are, because look at all that damage you didn't do. Unless you're min-maxing episode of the Echoes and using every solar sniper mod imaginable, odds are you and your buddies are going to be chipping away at his health bar for a few rounds. Continue to circuit and get that breadboards, pluck the last string of the harpy's health, and then your spoils will appear alongside a frantic Osiris telling you that your Persy incest is in another part of the castle. This means that instead of spending 2.5 encounters climbing up the tower, we should have instead been falling down to slay the Spire. Drop down through the exhaust vents, feed the fans from 0 hour, and before too long you'll come to this control room with a brand new color of wire for you to play with. Gone are the wires that must be methodically hit, in order, on a timetable that is safe and convenient for the electrician, and instead the high-octane red wires can be shot in any order, but you have to shoot them rapidly or else they'll fizzle out and you'll have to try again. Reclaim your electrician buff and scour the room where the 5 red wires terminate before lighting them all up and allowing your further descent. You'll have 3 of these rooms, where the first 2 rooms are fairly open, while the 3rd room has a massive hydra on one of those electricity walls that's going to kill you for even thinking about jumping through it. Channel your inner imposter to vent into the secret chest room before dropping down one last shaft like you're an Nvidia graphics card dropping frames. Now that Bungie has disabled death by fall damage, it's time to face because who doesn't want to fight more of these Vex chickens? Perseus Jackson over here is trying to make the reactor go prompt critical, but clearly got his definition of prompt from standing in line at the DMV. You'll have ample time to complete most of these mechanics, so don't feel the need to rush. Your first order of business will be to kill 2 hydras, preventing the electrician dropping minotaurs from spawning, and then procuring your trade school certification once more. To keep things simple, the room that Persys starts in will henceforth be referred to as the core, which means that the room you drop into must be the stem. Here within the stem is another section of red AIM Labs target wires, which you'll need to activate to kick off the phase. From here, 2 of the 4 yellow circuits located on the sides of the rooms will have their first nodes opened. There's a chance you get one on each side of the room, or both on one side of the room. Contrary to the second encounter, it doesn't matter how many times you have to do the circuit chains here, I can never fucking find where the next node is, with a brigade of supplicants running me down every other second. That, and with a wyvern stomping around, you'll probably end up abandoning your chain to heal up halfway through it anyway. Tag the first few nodes in the stem, followed by the last few nodes in the core, and ending with one of these very obvious wall-mounted nodes in the back. Once both chains have been completed, ambulance sirens will flash because Persys is about to be overdue on refreshing his Guardian vaccination, and if he doesn't get jabbed soon, he's gonna lose his immunity. Group up with your fire team back in the stem and get ready to shoot those red wire nodes again to close the door and contain the explosive Vex diarrhea side effects that the boss is going to be dealing with. Then you'll have a short opportunity to thrash away his health bar before his immunity comes back online. While you could sit here and use the same long-range precision weapons as you did for the Harpy, there is no Turkish sharpshooting way that you're going to hit that crit spot repeatedly. Take a crack at his health bar, and then by the time he's walked up to face you, he'll become immune again and the cycle will continue once more. Kill the Hydra, then the Minotaurs, cut the red wires, then the yellow wires, then the red wires, burst, and then congrats! You've completed the Spire of the Watcher. Honestly, Bungie missed a huge opportunity here. Biological chicken? Colonel. Mechanical tower hacking, Spire backdooring, Guardian stomping, Vex chicken? Colonel. Go watch a real guy.